Thomas walked down the street and looked for empty bottles. He shivered from the cold and felt fatigued from hunger. He could have always gone home, but his mother had guests and an apparent alcohol problem. She seemed to care more about them than about her own son. Thomas decided to earn his own food, so his bag jingled with bottles that he wanted to recycle, from which he would use the money to buy a bun. As he walked down the street, he spotted another bottle, put down his heavy bag, and hurried to pick it up. Upon his return, he noticed his bottles were taken by a dirty, angry man. Thomas realized that he would never get the muffin he craved. Exhausted, hungry, and cold, he leaned against the porch of a house along the stretch of road he was walking and fell asleep. He dreamed his mother chased away all the guests, hugged him, and fed him a delicious dinner. When the boy's own shudders woke him from his sleep, he was surprised to see himself laying in a clean, warm bed, redolent of comfort. A woman holding a breakfast tray entered the room. She smiled and placed the food on the bed next to Thomas. "Hello," she said. "Warmed up? Slept well? Let's have breakfast. My name is Mary. I was coming home last night, and you were sleeping like a kitten on the porch, curled up. So I took you in." "Is this my home now?" asked Thomas. "If you don't have a home, it will be yours," smiled Mary. From there, everything appeared like a fairy tale. A strange fairy fed him, watched after him, and bought him new clothes. Thomas confided in her his life story and how he ended up on the street. "Do you want me to be your mother?" she asked, hugging Thomas tightly as real mothers do. He wanted to, of course, but the happy life ended abruptly. Thomas's real mother came to Mary. She was angry and almost sober. She took Thomas away, and at home it was the same thing. The boy ran away, but could never find Mary's house. It wouldn't be long before the law deprived Thomas's mother of her parental rights, and the boy ended up in an orphanage. He lived there for 3 years, withdrawn and uncooperative. He found solace in painting one particular house, Mary's house, with falling snowflakes over and over again. That was until the day a journalist came to see them. A tutor had informed her about Thomas, how he suffered, how he had withdrawn himself, and how he was kind at heart. It worried the tutor that in 3 years, they failed to find him a good family. The journalist walked up to Thomas, smiled, and said, "Hi, my name is Mary. Would you like to chat?" Thomas's senses suddenly revived. Mary's name was the golden key to his heart. He began to talk with rapt attention about another kind Aunt Mary. The journalist could not contain herself and cried as she listened to the boy's life story. She promised that she would do everything possible to have Thomas's story reach as many people as possible. And so the woman who had brought home the frozen boy by the stairs was on her way to work, and out of the newsstand, from the centerfold of the newspaper, Thomas's eyes looked up at her, and above them the headline of the article, "Good Woman Mary, Thomas is waiting for you. Answer me." She read the article and found the orphanage that had taken Thomas in. The boy recognized Mary immediately and rushed over to her. They hugged each other, and together with the caregivers, both cried from sheer happiness. "I've been waiting for you," Thomas exclaimed. Mary ended up adopting Thomas and giving him the life he so needed. Good always wins. It overcomes distances, problems, and difficulties. It always comes to the rescue and gives people happiness. Be your own source of goodness.